This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for February 17, 2023, cops arrest a second schoolboy seen beating student in viral video. Another of the boys being sought for the beating of a student at the Denhamtown High School is now in police custody. Police confirmed that the teen was taken to the Kingston Western Police by his parents late Thursday evening. He is currently being processed and is to be slapped with assault charges, the news understands. First, the boy was already taken into custody and charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. He is to appear in the family court on Monday, February 27, 2023. The Denhamtown police had reported that about 11:45 a.m., a boy was forced into a classroom and assaulted by students at the institution. A viral video of the incident has been making the rounds on social media. Suspect killed in gun battle with police, a manhunt launched for accomplice. The police have launched a manhunt for a suspect who reportedly engaged them in a running gun battle in Otria, St. Anne yesterday morning. A second suspect was fatally shot in the incident and an illegal gun seized. The dead man has not been identified. The police say about 11:45, a motor car with two suspects was spotted in Otria and was signaled to stop. However, shots were fired from the vehicle, which sped off in the vicinity of the Otria Transportation Center. The police took evasive action and returned the fire. The car with the suspects got out of control and climbed an embankment. The driver was found inside the vehicle with gunshot wounds. He was taken to St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. It's not known if the other man was shot. Investigators believe the same car was used by men in a robbery of a Dollar's Trader on Sunday in the town. Man charged for fatal Denhamtown gun attack. The police have charged a man in relation to the gun attack in Denhamtown, Kingston last November that left 2 people dead and 1 injured. Charged with 2 counts of murder, shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and making use of a firearm to commit a felony is 45-year-old Donovan Rowe, otherwise called the Chummy or Devil, of Upper Oxford Street in the community. Javon Ferguson, 30, otherwise called Pim Pim, and 28-year-old Lance Thompson, alias Bibi, both of Kingston addresses, were killed in the November 29, 2022 attack. The police report that about 9:40 a.m., Ferguson, Thompson, and a woman were along Upper Oxford Street in Kingston when Rowe and 2 other men drove up, exited the vehicle, and opened gunfire, hitting both men. The police were summoned and the victims were taken to hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Rowe was apprehended and charged after an interview. His court date is being finalized. No charges to be laid against the Prime Minister Holness in conflict of interest probe. The swirling controversy stirred up by a recently tabled Integrity Commission report into allegations of corruption against the Prime Minister Andrew Holness may turn out to be hardly more than just a talk. This follows a ruling from the Director of Corruption Prosecution that no charges are to be brought against the Prime Minister in support of the allegations. In its report tabled Tuesday, February 14, the Integrity Commission said it had referred the matter to the Director of Corruption Prosecution after it concluded that he may have influenced the awarding of contracts to the company of a business associate. But in a letter to House Speaker Marisa Dalrymple Filbert and the Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, dated January 12 this year, Director of Corruption Prosecution Keisha Prince Kamiko said though there is sufficient evidence to mount charges for the noted offenses, the prosecution would be hard-pressed to resist an abuse of process application as it relates to undue delay. These offenses relate to, among others, misconduct in public office in relation to the alleged conflict of interest, which arose in relation to the recommendation by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to award contracts to a company in which one of the directors was a personal friend for more than 20 years, as well as a business partner. In response to the allegations, Mr. Holness rejected the Integrity Commission's report and declared that he will be putting his lawyers on the case. 9-year-old Hanover girl was raped and strangled, autopsy finds. An autopsy performed on the body of 9-year-old Nikita Noel revealed that she died of strangulation. The medical examination, which was conducted on Friday, also revealed that she was molested. The Esha primary student was found murdered in Q District, Hanover, 2 weeks ago. Investigators had reported that the child was raped and strangled while returning home from school. A suspect was arrested shortly after Nikita's body was found in bushes. He is now being questioned by detectives of the Criminal Investigations Branch. The suspect is said to be a friend of the child's mother. Man arrested following St. Elizabeth firearm seizure. Police are reporting that a man was arrested and a firearm seized following a spot check operation in Bull Savannah, St. Elizabeth on Thursday afternoon. Head of the St. Elizabeth Police Superintendent Kenneth Chin said about 2 p.m. a motor car was intercepted and searched after the driver failed to stop during the operation. A search was conducted and a pistol found. One man was arrested in connection with this find, and the vehicle was also seized pending further investigations, he said. This latest firearm seizure follows a pre-dawn operation in Fort Charles District, close to Treasure Beach in southern St. Elizabeth, by a joint police military team. The operation reportedly led to the seizure of 4 firearms, 3 handguns and 1 shotgun, 5 magazines, 82 assorted rounds of ammunition, a boat and 2 engines. Ballistic evidence falls short. Only 2 of the shooting events allegedly carried out by members of the Klansman gang using their system guns have managed to pass muster in the ongoing trial of 27 alleged members of the Klansman gang, Chief Justice Brent Sachs has indicated. An assistant superintendent of police and a ballistics expert in March last year testified last year that a forensic analysis of ballistics retrieved from 10 crime scenes between St. Catherine and St. Andrew linked to the gang had revealed that at least 11 firearms were in play during those times. The expert, who said he had been asked by the lead detective on the case to look at the 10 firearm-related incidents between St. Catherine and St. Andrew allegedly committed by the gang, at the time revealed the code names of 5 guns linked to those incidents for which the gang has been fingered. He said the family of firearms, which were code-named and given unique identifiers, featured heavily in the crimes for which the alleged gangsters are facing trial. In fact, he said of the 10 incidents analyzed, 9 were reflected on the indictment brought by the Crown. But Thursday, the Chief Justice said, as it turned out, of the 10, 6 of them were no longer relevant for our purposes. The Crown was relying on the first 6. Justice Sachs said of the 4 events the Crown is depending on regarding the Assistant Superintendent of Police to have failed. Of the 10 incidents analyzed, 9 were reflected on the indictment brought by the Crown. These included the 2017 murders at the Shoppers Delight in St. Andrew of Damian Forrester O.C. Dooley, the November 2017 murder in Lauriston, St. Catherine of Patrick Tulloch O.C. Outlaw, the 2017 murder on the Spanish Town bypass of Bradshaw McDermott, the 2017 murder at the Spanish Town bus park of Irvin McLegon, the 2018 murder on Jones Avenue in Spanish Town of Xavier Smith O.C. Rastaman, the 2018 murder at the Fields Hardware in Spanish Town of Clive Isaacs, the 2018 murder of Gary Patterson at the Spanish Town bus park, the double murder and arson in 2017 at New Nursery in the older capital of Jermaine Bryan and Cedella Walder, and the 2016 murder of Gary Heslop O.C. Jotex at the LOJ Plaza in Spanish Town. But according to the trial judge, in respect of Isaacs, Patterson, and Heslop, there was no underpinning evidence for those allegations. ASP named the person as Clive Isaacs. How he got the information we don't know, because there was no evidence for any police officer stating that I went to the hardware and recovered spent shells. So that underpinning there of his work, certainly in respect of the alleged murder at Fields Hardware, just certainly isn't there. In respect of the alleged murder of Gary Patterson on February 6, this is supposed to be someone on the Crown's indictment known as a Tesha bus driver. No evidence was tendered, no one turned up saying, as far as I know, this man was called a Tesha bus driver. There was nothing there at all, the trial judge said. It means that when ASP says this is in respect of the murder of Gary Patterson, at the best he was told, but the evidence supporting this is not really there, so this is really going in the boat of Mr. Clive Isaacs. So of the 4 events the Crown is depending on regarding ASP, 2 have failed, he added. In respect of count 18, the alleged murder of Gary Hislop is in the same boat. No underlying or supporting evidence that any of the rounds found were taken to the forensic lab and found their way into the capable hands of Mr. ASP. That really leaves us with counts 7 and 8, the double murder and arson in 2017 at a new nursery in the older capital of Jermaine Bryan and Cedella Walder, the trial judge told the court. Prosecutors had told the court last March as well that the weapons detailed by the expert related to the counts on the indictment and war system guns. One of these, which was tendered into evidence, is the .45 pistol taken from Tariq James, OCCJ, alleged shooter for the gang and one of several bodyguards for Andre Blackman Bryan. It is a system gun codenamed Ursula, a senior prosecutor said then. The 2 main prosecution witnesses have spoken about systems guns, in that there are certain firearms that belong to the organization which it uses to commit crimes. One of them is the .45 revolver. We are saying it is supporting evidence. We are seeing the murder at Fisheries, murder of Outlaw, and the murders at the bus park. This weapon was used, and the evidence for the Fisheries murders is that Andre Blackman Bryan took the .45 from Tariq James, shot Mr. Jermaine Bryan, and handed it back to James, who used the same gun and shot Miss Walder, the prosecutor said then. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.